The Canadian Association for Distance Education defines distance education as an educational practice promoting a learning process that brings knowledge closer to the learner. In 1728, the Boston Gazette carried the announcement in their March 20th issue, Caleb Phillips, teacher of the new method of shorthand, advertises that any persons in the country desirous to learn this art may, by having the several lessons sent weekly to them, be as perfectly instructed as those that live in Boston. Similarly, in 1833, in the Swedish city of Lund, newspapers advertised the opportunity to study composition through the medium of the post. In 1840, Isaac Pitman devised a postcard package for the principles of his shorthand methods and sent these postcards to students. The subjects of the transcription were short passages of the Bible, which were then sent back to him for correction. By 1890, a newspaperman named Thomas J. Foster, the editor of the Mining Herald, offered an extended version of an instructional column he was writing on the prevention of mining accidents. He developed his distance learning method to help coal miners become mine superintendents and foremen. The miners could work their shifts by day and study by candlelight at home. Distance learning was starting to become popular, and it was heavily dependent on the medium being used for the content. In 1983, Kathleen Scales proposed that distance learning could be classified in one of 6 types. Type 1 was through non-interactive media such as television. Type 2 was interaction via delayed two-way communication between learner and instructional agent, for example, mail. Type 3 was interaction through coincidental two-way communication between learner and instructional agent, for example, the telephone or computer. Type 4 was interaction among learners, instructional agent, and others via remote, for example, tele or web conferencing or live interactive video. Type 5, interaction through occasional face-to-face meetings, for example, seminars or clinical experience. Type 6 was interaction via a traveling professor. Moore refers to interactivity as dialogue and states, "What determines the success of distance teaching is the extent to which the institution and the individual instructor are able to provide the appropriate opportunity for and quality of dialogue between teacher and learner, as well as appropriately structured learning materials. Media and the technology that supports it is therefore an important consideration in distance learning." Social constructivism also recognizes the importance of dialogue in learning and specially stresses the importance of social learning in socially constructed knowledge. Lave and Wenger put forth the phrase community of practice to connote a social learning model operating on this principle. Social learning can occur through synchronous and asynchronous models facilitated by Web 2.0 and its plethora of participatory options. Technology, however, has the potential to divide as well as connect. One of the most famous examples of divisions created by technology is the digital divide between countries which are rich in technology and others which cannot afford them. Global competition could also lead to a lack of collaboration and drain of foreign exchange from less developed countries. Secondly, technology can also lead to brain drain from developing to developed countries. Technology can provide language tools that reduce language barriers and provide accessibility. It can allow opportunities for international partnerships, access to international experts and students, allow avenues for collaboration, as well as ancillary benefits that far surpass the accumulation of knowledge. Two major threats posed by globalized distance education is that it is dominated by the English language and that it has a Western cultural bias. One of the pitfalls that must be avoided when designing technologically supported distance learning for international students is to avoid making assumptions of cultural similarity. For example, different cultures perceive learning theories that dominate distance learning differently. And social constructivism may not be as accepted in other cultures as it is in the Western world. Who will use distance education in the future? Generation Y or the millennials? This is a diverse group of individuals that are hypercommunicators and multitaskers. They are highly technologically savvy and will opt for distance education in the proliferation of methods that will exist. The future will also see the rise of many web-based constructivist learning environments, phenomenaria, or microworlds. Technologies such as digital paper, holographic keyboards, organic computing, ubiquitous computing, data warehousing, voice, video, and data convergence, knowledge navigation, open systems, and the Evernet will dominate distance education and learning.